Hey guys, and welcome to the Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies Classified Q&A. I asked you all on Twitter whether you had any questions about Classified, and I will try to answer them as best as I can. I will be answering some questions, and my good friend xReaction, also known as Josh, who is our main scripter, will answer some questions regarding some scripting for you guys. Just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who supported me and the team over the last few months. It really does just help fuel our passion, which we already have, and we are working so hard to get this map done and out to you guys. Now that I have my new PC though, we can definitely speed up the process and get this map out to you. What you guys are seeing in the background right now is early footage of Classified, which was recorded on the current build. Lighting is most definitely unfinished, and you may see some glitches or bugs such as visual issues or mapping issues. This is definitely not the final product, and any issues you do see that I may not have noticed, please just let me know. First question from Pinball Wizard. Is the map going to be more focused on Black Ops 3 mechanics or Black Ops 4? Originally, when we were designing the map, we were just going to keep it the same as Black Ops 4, but what's the point of remaking a map if you're just going to keep the mechanics the same? We will, however, be making some adjustments to the mechanics to match some of the Black Ops 3 ones, such as the perk system and the point system. They'll remain the same. And some quality of life changes that were made in Black Ops 4 will come over, such as quick revive having some extra health regen, health bar on the hood, and some changes to the shield. Next question comes from 164 Gaming. They're asking, how will specialists be implemented? Will you just pick one of the 4 to put on the map, or just go with the Black Ops 3 system? So in terms of specialist weapons, we haven't really found a way to implement them just yet, but some of the ways that we've been thinking about are to just throw them in the box. But personally, I think I'd rather have them as more of a side Easter egg, but there's also other ways that we could do it. If you guys have any ideas on how you think we could implement this in a balanced manner, please just let us know. This one is from Kayak. Out of curiosity, have you been in contact with Boris, be it small talk about each other's projects, or even potential collaboration between you two for each project? I have talked to Boris briefly, but it's not been about any sort of collaborations. Nice guy. So, T Nephilim asks 3 questions. I'll skip over the first one because that'll be answered by my friend a bit later on. Are there new areas, even if it's really small, like the unused room, people think is a cut super Easter egg? Alls I will say on that is yes, nothing further. Will you try to match its visuals as much as possible, or do you expect to take a lot of liberties? So, looking at the map for reference, I'd like to try and match the lighting as much as possible, but I'm not the greatest with lighting. In terms of the map, it is visually very similar. There are some creative liberties taken in some of the extra rooms that I mentioned earlier, but in terms of the destruction and the debris, it's going to be relatively the same. Will there be an option to toggle the Black Ops 3 HUD? Yeah, I mean, that is something that I'm definitely interested in from the Die Rise remake. I definitely like the customization and the options that the player has. I don't know whether we'll be able to pull it off, however we'll do some testing towards the end of development and see how that goes. Ace of Spades asking 2 questions. Yeah, so a few Black Ops 4 perks will be making a return, however they remain undecided at this time, but I can tell you it definitely won't be Blaze Phase. They also ask Winter's Howl upgrade. So I'll touch on this very briefly. Yes, there will be a second Winter's Howl upgrade. Given the changes to the Winter's Howl in Black Ops 4, I still personally don't think it's resourceful enough to take you to high rounds. I don't think that there's functionality there. I feel like there could be a little bit more of a unique take. So, instead of just completely overhauling the original Winter's Howl, I feel like making a second upgrade for it would definitely give this map its own charm. Here's a look at some of the concept art that I've taken from the Call of Duty fandom wiki. I think this was taken straight from Black Ops 1. One of the designs here I've taken and I am in the process of modelling. The functionality will remain a secret though. Okay, so I'll pass you now on to xReaction, who is our main scripter, also known as Josh. He will be answering a few questions for you guys regarding scripts.
Yo, I'm Josh, xReaction, and I'm coding some of the features for Classified. I'm backporting some things from Black Ops 4 as well, which, fun fact, uses a slightly updated version of the same coding language that Black Ops 3 does. Alright, first question. Will Classified mini Easter eggs come back like Project Scaddy for the Winter's Howl or knocking on McNamara's door? Yes, all the Easter eggs that were present on Classified will be returning. From the secret code that you input in the war room on the consoles to play the intro music, that will be returning to the Winter's Howl through Project Scaddy. All of them will be coming back. Will there be buildables? Yes, all the buildables like the shield, the electric trap in the metal detectors, and the amplifier are all making a return. I mean, if we didn't return the amplifier, how would you get to Groom Lake to Back Punch? Will there be dog rounds in Classified? Yeah, we are planning to keep dogs, but we're looking at ways to buff them and make them a bit stronger. Treyarch actually changed their behavior a bit in Black Ops 4 as well, where they don't actually target specific players. So we're looking to see if we can get that in our map as well. Dude Beans wants to know if the map will still have Groom Lake. So like I said before, yes, Groom Lake is going to be making a return and it looks beautiful. We'll also be making more use of the area as well than they did in Black Ops 4.
Next one comes from Billy Apple. Will there be new side Easter eggs on the map that give rewards like free perks, /perk slots, /weapons, or even the return of the bonfire zone? So to cover the first part of the question that you asked, Billy, yes, there will be new side Easter eggs that give unique rewards specific to player progression. That does also include perks and perk slots. In terms of weapons, there is a side Easter egg to obtain the Winter's Howl for free. That remains the same as the Black Ops 4 version. But there will also be new side Easter eggs that will be implemented that also give new features. But I won't spoil any of that, you guys can find all of them. And then the second part of your question, will the Winter's Howl get a buff to the weapon, making it more viable to go after? So as mentioned earlier, yes, there will be a Winter's Howl upgrade, so technically there will be a buff to the Winter's Howl, making it more viable. In terms of the base variant, I feel like the Black Ops 4 buff to the original Winter's Howl was enough. That will remain the same, however the upgraded variant will be infinite damage for you high rounders. So the next few questions comes from Custom Frogozoms. First one being, will the Thief make an appearance like in the original 5? He was planned to be in Classified until swapped out for dogs for story reasons. So I've definitely seen all the discussions surrounding the Pentagon Thief coming to Classified. I don't want to spoil too much, but he may or may not be there, but not in the way that you think. I won't expand any further on that. Next one, are there new areas to expand aside from the original Classified like labs, which remain to the 5 routes? So I think what you mean by that is in Classified they opened up the back offices upstairs and the server room in the war room. Other than that, there is no expanded areas. However, as mentioned earlier, there will be some secret rooms that are dedicated to the Easter egg. And that is the new main quest, which I will touch on a bit later. Last one from Custom Frogozoms. Are there any plans after Classified to do another BO4 map being brought into BO3 or planning for a custom map? So next steps after Classified for me personally, I'm not quite sure about going back and doing another BO4 map. It has been an absolute developmental hell, it's been a headache. I don't advise anyone ever touches BO4 remakes on Black Ops 3. All of the hashes, which are encrypted names in files that the modders use to rip, they are an absolute headache. It's so hard to find materials, so hard to find models and sounds. But we have everything we need at the moment. In terms of going back to do a Black Ops 4 map, it definitely has been talked about between me and my friend Jens. I'm not entirely sure. That remains undecided at this time. In terms of doing a custom map after this, I definitely do want to continue with Black Ops 3 unless Mod Tools releases for one of the newer games, which I don't see happening anytime soon. But custom map, yeah, most likely I'll try my hand in something a bit more unique. I definitely want to create my own storyline, and I want to, work on something that is uniquely me. So the next set of questions comes from Combo Monster 13. Are you going to include any sort of small main quest so there's a goal for players in game, maybe a guaranteed wonder weapon step? Yeah, so there'll be an entire new main quest with a reward at the end for players that wish to stay in the game. In terms of guaranteed wonder weapon step, there is already a quest from Black Ops 4 Classified Project Scaddy that will be remaining in the game as a way to get a free Winter's Howl. So there'll be 2 things to chase after there, along with a multitude of side Easter eggs to chase. So there'll be a lot to do for sure. Will there be an outside Pentagon area that isn't just Area 51? No comment. Are the BO4 specialists returning in any way? So, as I covered earlier with the question about these specialists and how they're returning, yes, there will be some variations of the Black Ops 4 specialists, if not all of them, returning in some way. As mentioned earlier though, that remains undecided at this time, so if you guys have any ideas on how to implement them, please just let me know. Is the Thunder Gun going to be on this map? So no, the Thunder Gun won't be on this map, just given that it's not on this map in Black Ops 4 Classified, and I have my own idea for an upgrade for a under weapon, so no. So Clapmeister, love the name by the way, comes in with 4 questions. Will this map have options for different guns or just BO4 guns? Clapmeister says. I'm sorry, I just cannot stop saying your name. Yes, so BO4 guns will be the only weapons available in this map. However, I'm sure someone's going to quickly make a mod to replace the wall buys and replace the weapon pool, as you always do. Will this map have any BO4 perks like Bandolier Bandit or Victorious Tortoise? So as I mentioned earlier, yes, there will be select few Black Ops 4 perks that come back. However, we're not quite sure which ones just yet. Will it have Gold Tube? I don't know how to physically put Gold Tube into the map, but if he's willing to do some time travel and universe jumping, then I'll definitely put Gold Tube in the map. Will the map have the same cutscene for the Easter egg or a new one? Or none? So yes, the map's going to have the same cutscene. I'm not a wizard and I don't work at Treyarch, unfortunately. I wish I could make my own cutscene. Maybe in the future if I do another BO4 map and change up the way things work, or do another remake of some sort. Maybe I'll have the skills to do that then, but right now it's going to have the same cutscene. I think that works pretty well, just given that we're going to try and make the Easter egg more aligned with the storyline. With some creative liberties, of course. Next set of questions comes from Fish. You guys have some great names. First one being, if the Easter egg cutscene comes back, will it have a main quest instead of just reaching round 150? So yes, there will be a main quest and the cutscene will play at the end of said main quest. It won't just be round 150, but there will be a small surprise for people who do reach round 150. Will we be able to shoot the pig? I don't know why you'd shoot the pig. His name's John. He's done nothing wrong, but if you guys want to shoot the pig, then sure. Yeah, you can shoot the pig. Shiggles asks, long bacon. Absolute G coming in with 4 questions. First one being, is this reimagined or remastered? Yep, so this is a reimagining. I've sort of taken my own liberties when it comes to the inclusion of a main quest, the inclusion of a winter towel upgrade. I've got the freedom to do Classified sort of how I want to do it and how you guys want to see it, so yeah, call it a reimagining. Assuming that it is at least a bit reimagined, can we expect new areas? Not in the traditional map flow sense. I wanted to keep the map as original as possible, as close to Black Ops 4 as possible. However, with the inclusion of the main quest, there's secret rooms. However, that does not affect the main gameplay flow of the map. If you wanted to just play the map as normal without taking on the main quest, then you have access to the whole map as normal. The new areas for the secrets, such as the quests, will not break the flow of the map, and you are not forced to go in there whatsoever. Next one, Easter eggs or perks. Will we only see Treyarch perks? So, to cover the first part of your question, yes, there will be Easter eggs. Yes, there will be perks. Will we only see Treyarch perks? Yes, there will only be Treyarch perks. I want to keep this as close to a sort of official experience as possible. In terms of the future, maybe some custom perks, maybe some other returning Black Ops 4 perks, but I'm sure that there'll be mods available that you guys can use. I'm going to try and optimize the map as much as possible to try and give you guys as much customization as possible when it comes to mods. How will you tackle adding the rest of the BO4 perk roster? So for the start, for the launch of the map, we're definitely only going to tackle a few, maybe 1 or 2 returning Black Ops 4 perks. It is a lot of work to backport a perk specifically to Black Ops 4, specifically to Black Ops 3. It's difficult work. Now, all the scripts and stuff can be viewed, but they do not translate directly into Black Ops 3. So I think, to start off, we'll go with just 1 or 2. One of the more powerful, useful ones, No Dying Wish. And then in the future, in more content updates, if you guys want to see some more Black Ops 4 perks, then we can for sure sort that. To close, final remaining questions from King. Will there be any custom perks present? So as I mentioned earlier, no, there will not be any custom perks, only Treyarch perks. Bonfire Sale drop be present? Yes, it will be a part of the Project Scat Easter egg when you clear the debris in Groom Lake. Will there be support for mods, especially AEE and UEM? For those who aren't aware, AEE is the all-round enhancement mod and UEM is the ultimate experience mod by Sphinx. From the start of the development of the map, it's always been a goal of mine personally to make sure the map is optimised as possible. Putting all these features in, I think having a customisable map when it comes to mod support increases the longevity of the map. Doing Easter eggs in different ways. I mean, when mods first come out for Black Ops 3, my favourite thing used to be, you know, something simple as do the Origins Easter egg with Modern Warfare 2 guns, or hell, do the Shangri-La Easter egg with the solo Easter eggs mod. Mods have always been a big part of Black Ops 3, and I think making sure that you guys, and myself especially, can use mods on Classified is definitely a priority of mine. For the launch, mods will be disabled just while you guys hunt the Easter egg. In testing internally though, mods are supported at the moment and there's no issues with AE or UEM. As we add more features though, some issues could arise, but I'll work with Sphinx and the creator of AE to make sure that they're ironed out and optimised. Will this be included in the custom super Easter egg that some map makers are planning? I'm not actually aware of any sort of super Easter egg that map makers are planning. If you can fill me in on Discord about what that is, I don't see why that couldn't be a thing. Is there an ETA? So this was the inevitable question which I'd like to close on. No, there is not an ETA at the moment. There is no release date, and I'm not going to set a release date until I know I'm absolutely happy with the final product. The last thing I want to do to you guys is to release an unfinished map such as you know what. You know, have it not run. I want to make sure that this map is as optimised as possible, as mod supported as possible, and all the features are crammed in there for replayability. When I do get an ETA though, I'll definitely be sharing that online, whether that's through Discord or Twitter, and there will be some playtests in the near future when the map gets to a stable and testing build.
And one more thing before we both go, working on Classified has been like a massive passion project for myself and Gilly. I mean, I think we've been working on it since 2020, so about 5 years on and off, heavily on and off. But I mean, it's just been fueled by passion, so it's going to be really exciting when people get their hands on it and are able to see what we've been up to, you know. So yeah, see you on Black Ops 3 soon.
To close off, I just want to say a few thank yous for everyone who's been supporting me since I revealed back in February. This has been a massive passion project, as Josh mentioned earlier, for all of us involved. And it's been a long time coming. I definitely never thought I'd see the day where this gets revealed, but finally we're getting somewhere. We're getting to the point where this map can start to be shown off. Everyone involved has worked so hard to bring you guys this map, and hopefully with a bit more hard work we'll reach the finish line.